on this journey my whole life because it started with my name, Talitha Cumi, which literally means little girl, wake up. And I can't say it's been easy. There's been a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. But I believe life is all in your decision making. The I Am Talitha Cumi show is a combination of things that I love to talk about. And I want to enlighten you, encourage you, and inspire you to be the best you can be with some help from my guest. Let's talk about it.
And we are live here at the Botham Jean Foundation Gala event, you guys.
I feel like there are so many people, like you said, that are in pain from stress or whatever it is, and we're going to the doctor. They're giving us this medication. This medication sometimes is making us worse. Sometimes the medication is not working. Sometimes the medication has so many side effects.
So is there anything that I left?
No, other than my name is pronounced Georgia Nay.
Georgia, I was pronouncing that all wrong. Georgia Nay. My bad. I hate when people pronounce my name wrong too. Georgia Nay. So I'm gonna be calling her Gina. So yes, that's cool.
That's
You know, okay,
yeah.
all right. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Talitha Cumi, and I want to welcome you to the I Am Talitha Cumi show on Vegas Hype Media. Thanks so much for tuning in, and remember you can catch us here every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. on our Food for the Soul Media Group FB page and YouTube station. Also on Vegas Hype Media's FB page and YouTube station, and the Mixler app for those of you who may just want to listen to us live. Shout out to Quan, keeping us live on the ones and twos and keeping us looking and sounding right. Also, I got my baby in the chat room right now. So I am talking to my guest about some stuff that you may just want to know about. And as always, my disclaimer is that these are my opinions. They are not fact. They are just my opinions. And some of the opinions of our guests are not always the opinions of the I Am Talitha Cumi show, Food for the Soul Media Group, or Vegas Hype Media. And if you want to weigh in, leave us a comment in the chat room on our YouTube or FB page. And you guys, please go to my YouTube station right now and hit that subscribe button for me because I need to get my subscriber game up. So we know you're watching. Help a sister out. Go ahead and just hit that subscribe while you are there. And then go to my Instagram at Food for the Soul Media Group and the I Am Talitha _Cumi. And I thank you guys so kindly. So last week we had our special guest Marlon DJ Thump Rice and Mook the Barber. So shout them out. And also we had Kiss Kiss performing live last week. But joining me today, we have the one and only community activist himself, Minister Stretch Sanders, and Miss Ollie Allen of Teach Them How to Learn. And we're discussing what community. And I said it like that for a reason. What community? So first, I would love for you guys to introduce yourself and tell our listeners exactly what you do. I want to start with you, Minister Stretch.
Well, I'm old school. Ladies first,
Okay. All right.
if that's okay with
Sure.
you.
All right, my name is Miss Ollie Allen, as she just told you. I am the founder and director of Teach Them How to Learn. Teach Them How to Learn is a micro school, homeschool, tutoring, virtual learning, mentorship program. You name it, we probably have it.
Yeah, I love it.
We are on the west side of Vegas at 1024 West Owens. We learn all year long.
Yeah. So even in the summertime, you guys
Yes,
are, yeah.
we are ramping up for our summer program, which begins the day after school ends, which is May 23rd. The program will run Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We have culinary arts, podcasting, and we have music studios. We have T-shirt making, we have field trips, and we have learning. The morning will start off with reading, math, and writing. And it's for all ages, basically from 5 all the way to 15.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Minister Stretch.
Peace and love. Good evening to you all. Thank you for having me and for having us. Excuse me. I'm so excited. For those of you that know me, I'm Minister Stretch Sanders. I am a community organizer. I've been in Las Vegas organizing for 9 years now. I'm also the president of the Stretch for Change Foundation. And I'm a husband, I'm a father of a 2-year-old and a 1-week-old. And I'm just your brother. Just honored to be here, honored to serve, and honored to be able to continue to have important conversations that I know we don't have enough.
Yeah.
So thank you for having
We
me.
really don't. And that's why I wanted you guys to come on. So we're discussing the community and why we need it, especially as African Americans. Why do we even need community? And so my first question is, do we as Black people, do we have any type of community? Do we? And so I want to start with you, Ms. Ollie.
We have community, but it's not a strong community.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is we know people that know people,
Okay.
but we don't always bring those people together in a room and say how we can help each other.
Got it.
It's a lot of separation among the community.
I can get with that. What about you?
That's powerful. So I would say I would echo her sentiment that Black people are so beautiful. We're so strong. Everybody knows the value of the Black man and woman, but the Black man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody understands the worth. That's why if you go to Japan, they wearing cornrows. You go to Germany, they dressing like us.
Mm-hmm. And
this has been going on for decades, for generations. But I think that when you use the word community, we have to specify, are we talking about community in terms of Las Vegas? Are we talking about international Black Pan-African community? Because it's such a broad word.
Mm-hmm.
I would simplify it, and I would just say in terms of us as a race, we have a community.
Okay.
But I think that we get caught up in trying to push uniformity opposed to unity. In the
Yes.
word community is unity.
Okay.
So if we're gonna have a community, we have to first do what? Come together.
Unified, right.
We have to unify.
But we don't have to look alike.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So I can get with that. And so it feels like we tend to see so many other cultures who seem to have great community. The Hispanic culture, the Asian culture, just to name a few. And I feel like those cultures have put things in place for generations like to abide by and follow. And they know that they can depend on and count on that they've learned from their, mimas and their, papas and all that. Do you feel like because of the slavery system of the African Americans that we are still operating in that space as a people? Like we're not passing on generational anything. And so it's like our generations now, we're kind of lost because we didn't get that.
Absolutely. So one of the things I know is that for us to succeed as a people, we have to first love each other. You talk about community and we all know somebody, but we don't work together. Well, why would you work with a group that you don't love?
Okay.
And before you can love anybody, you got to first know what you loving.
Right. Okay.
So knowledge of self breeds love of self.
Okay.
And when you love self, you love others. And once you love others, you want for your brother, which what you want for yourself.
Okay.
So one of the things that slavery did, the greatest number it did to us as a people was destroy our knowledge of self. That's why when you look at other communities, the Native community, Hispanic communities, even some of our African brothers on the continent, they have their language,
Yes.
they have their native tongue, they have their original names.
Mm-hmm.
My last name is Sanders. There's not an African in Africa with the name Sanders. Culpepper, Brown, Green, Williams, these are all European names that were pretty much forced upon us.
Okay.
So again, we can't go back and find our original name, but what we can do is take in and embrace our original culture. And one of the things with our culture is getting back to the sense of community, not just throwing the word around, but loving each other, reclaiming our heritage. So that means that you don't have to just be Black in February or Afrocentric in December. You can love who you are 365 and be unapologetically about it. I don't apologize for being Black. So if my Blackness offends you, then that means you got some soul work you need to do and some inner work you need to get clear with. But I think that slavery, number one, stripped us, it destroyed us, and it ripped us inside out and upside down. So now we love what we should hate, and we hate what we should love.
Wow.
And so when you look at our communities and the violence and the drugs and the dope and the disrespect towards our women, all this was a byproduct. This wasn't no coinky dink. This was about design. And so when there's a saying that says, God made America, and people have added and said, but America made niggas. The nigga is a product. That was something that was created because they know that if they take us from our original tongue, our original pride for self, and give us this byproduct of the toxicity in the community you see today, then we're gonna follow that trend.
Okay.
So if I make a record right now talking about hurting white people, I'll be in jail in 5 minutes. But they will allow us and finance us making records killing each other.
Yeah.
All this is about design, and all this is indeed a product of a thing called slavery.
Wow. What do you think? Can you add to that, Ollie?
I can
He said a lot.
add to that.
Uh-huh.
He did say a lot. And picking back on that, it starts with the youth. I'm with the youth, so I can always speak from that perspective. We have to teach them who they are, where they come from, and build the unity with the younger people, because they're going to be the ones that's growing up, and then they're going to build more of that unity, that community together.
Okay.
So just everything that he said, teaching them the history, how the slavery broke down our knowledge of self, how slavery destroyed us coming together. Why do we love this type of music but hate this kind of music? Why do we not read these type of books but love these kind of books? Why do we watch these shows and not those?
Come on now.
So just teaching the youth what's valuable, what's important, how that breeds love into your heart and your soul.
Okay.
And that's what I'm all about. We will do a lot of Black History this summer.
Okay.
A lot of self-study. Who are you
and it
and
don't
where
have
did
to
you
be
come
February.
from? It doesn't have to be February, December, any day.
Yeah.
It's every day.
Every
Come on
single
now.
day. I get
Because we
it.
don't get to take our skin
we
off
sure don't. Sure don't. We 365 with it.
every day.
So, why do you all feel like the church stopped being the community for us? And Ollie, I'm gonna start with you this time.
The church stopped being the community for us. A lot of it has to do with politics. Even though they say it's a separation between politics and the church, it's a lot of politics. They want to abide by the world's rules. So it's not always spiritual and about God and bringing that into the forefront.
Okay.
Other things is they sometimes I feel like they're afraid to go outside of their walls and commune with the people outside of the walls of the church
Who they're
and tell
trying to get
them
in, yeah.
exactly. You want them to be inside, but you're not coming out meeting them at their lowest.
Been saying that. Been
You have to
saying that.
Yes, meet them at their lowest and build them up, and then you can get them inside of the church. I feel like they tear them down more than they build them up, and so they stay away. And that's not going to help them become a community builder
You
at
hear
all.
me? What about you, Minister Stretch?
Yeah, well, being a minister,
Right.
and a direct representative for the church, I would say that one of the things is that in the early 2000s, they had came out with like the Faith Initiative Act, which is basically something under Bush's administration that automatically would make a church a nonprofit,
Okay.
501c3, which was great on one aspect because now churches aren't being taxed for certain things that should be going to the community. The downside of it was now that it's becoming a business.
Mm-hmm.
And the old saying goes, he who pays the piper controls the tune. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
So now if I'm paying you, if I'm financing you,
Mm-hmm.
that civil rights issue that you normally would speak on, you're a little hesitant.
You're not about to speak
Because
about
you
it
don't
now.
want to lose that funding. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to lose them resources. But I will say there are many churches, one being Nehemiah Ministries. I want to shout out Pastor
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey West, because I think sometimes we do tend to focus on those who are not,
Yes.
and
instead of
I get
those
lumped
that
in
are-
that not,
Yes,
right?
okay.
And I work my tail off for this community and barely get a thank you. So I know for sure that it's not every minister, it's not every church, but it is an issue. And as a collective, I believe if you added every Black church up and made one, it would be a weak church. But I think that the way we change that, because I'm all for solution, is the way we change that is we have to, number one, call a spade, be willing to have an honest conversation, but also those who are complaining and those who feel like it's an issue, do something about it.
Okay.
Because everybody has an issue and it's church hurt and church this, church that, but it's like, what are you willing to do? Even if you don't subscribe to Christianity,
Right.
the Black church is still one of the strongest institutions we have to this day.
Okay.
So whether you're a Christian or not, if you see a good church that's doing things for our community, get behind that church. I'm not a Muslim, but I'm a 100% supporter of the Nation of Islam and the Sunni Muslims. So to me, when you see good, get behind it, regardless whether you're a part of it. And I think that will strengthen and it will kind of X out those who are not doing what they need to be doing.
That makes so much sense, Minister Stretch, and I am one for learning how to do that better by when we do see those communities and those churches that are out here doing what they need to do, we support them, we shout them out, and instead of focusing on the negative of what some of the churches are not doing.
That's
so
right.
I can agree with that. Last week we discussed it starts with the head and male leadership, and I'm wondering, who do you feel is supposed to lead the charge in building community within our communities? Who's supposed to lead it? Who should it be? Should it be the man? Should it be the pastor? Who should do it?
Well, men and women.
Okay.
I don't get caught up in the division of the man being out there and the woman not. I think that the man, in my opinion, I believe that in terms of a household, the man is the head of the household, but the woman's the neck.
Mm-hmm.
So without the neck, you can't move the head.
Absolutely.
So my wife doesn't walk behind me, she walks beside me, and we're a partnership and we're a team. But we have a balance between masculine and feminine energy. And so it's not about roles, it's really about operating in your purpose and your divinity as a man and as a woman.
Okay.
And so I think we need to take that same energy and put it within the street. And so in terms of leading our community, there's an African proverb that says, you teach a man, you teach an individual, you teach a woman, you teach a nation. So the women, the mothers are the teachers. That goes back, you can't change it, that's historic. And the men are the protectors and the providers, but not just providing financially.
Right.
Because we have condensed our man to be a dollar sign. If he ain't making a certain amount of money, sis won't even look his direction. But he's providing knowledge, he's providing wisdom, he's providing understanding, as well as protection. So we need both. We need our sisters to queen up and to mother up these women, that's the young girls that's walking around lost. And we need our men to get out there and be men.
Yes.
But understand the difference between a male, I can't speak to a woman, I'm not a woman, but to a male and a man. There's a difference. A lot of us are talking about we're men, but we're really males. Manhood comes with a certain responsibility.
I can get with that. What about you, Ollie?
I totally agree with what he just said.
Okay.
It takes both men and women to rise to leadership, to bring everything together the way it needs to be.
Okay.
Totally agree.
And so then that would mean then understanding that it's really the family. It's the family unit
Absolutely.
that goes out there and makes that happen. And it's not just one person. It's not on that one person. So I can get with that too. How important is street promotion and word of mouth, especially here in Las Vegas? Because like I said before, moving here from a big city, because I moved here from Dallas, I feel like the city is socially on mute. Like we can only see certain things, like especially when I'm on social media, I don't see a lot of Vegas people, but I hear word of mouth. And so how important is street promotion and word of mouth, do you guys think? I'll start with you.
Extremely important. When I first started doing the tutoring and summer programming, all my clients came from word of mouth.
Okay.
I didn't even know how to use Facebook and marketing, and I didn't send out flyers. It was all through parents, students, and people that had their kids telling their friends, their cousins. So word of mouth was very important. And I noticed with a lot of other businesses that I've learned about recently, all word of mouth.
Nothing you wasn't looking up or nothing. You
Wasn't
just somebody
looking on
told
the
you.
internet,
Okay.
someone told me.
Okay. What about you, Minister? Because you're out in the streets.
Absolutely. And I run the movement I'm a part of like a campaign or a business, because it is a business, right? We don't want to use that word, but anything you're a part of is business. So I run it like that. Promotions, flyers, social media, all that is important. But I also think too, we need to really do more accountability on people supporting.
Okay.
Because everything can't be word of mouth. I need you to share my stuff. I need you to finance. I need you to spread and tell somebody. And I think that we don't do that because we have that I want to see you do good but not better than me mentality.
Okay.
And so my fear is that if I put sis on and she blow up, that cuts me up. That's insecurity.
That's
when you're
not
secure
true.
with self, you understand that when she rise, we rise.
Yes.
So that's the issue. I'm putting it on the community that when you see the tutoring you're doing, Big Keith and Stretch for Change, and even this podcast, share that, support that, spread that. A lot of us would be so much further if we mention other people's names and brands and businesses in a room full of opportunity.
Yes.
But this city is this, what happens in Vegas, staying in Vegas, for real. Even within the neighborhood.
That's what I think.
We take that to heart. And so we got to stop that. And we got to understand that if we help each other grow, we'll be so
Everybody
much
will grow.
stronger. Everybody will grow. Everybody will win. But when you think again that lighting somebody else kind of put your flame, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and it's so much opportunity for everybody. So I agree with you. As we wrap it up, you guys, I would love for you to give me some tangible ways we can really start creating community. You just said by sharing, but within our circles collectively, is there anything else you can think of, Minister Stretch, that we can do where we can say, you know what, we're moving that needle?
So one of the things I think that will help us, besides the support and the promotion, is also having more meetings. You hear people say, well, I'm tired of talking, but if we don't talk, we can't plan.
Yeah.
So we need to have more strategy sessions to really be strategic.
Yes.
You know, I've completely changed up the strategy and the way I organize in the community because number one, I recognize that we got to play for the long run.
Okay.
So we need to be able to have strategies where if we gonna go and block traffic and protest, do we have individuals put in place that's gonna give us bail money? That's gonna put up attorneys
Yes,
and things like
absolutely.
that. If we don't have that, don't be asking me if I'm gonna go block traffic again. So it's about having those type of conversations, having real conversation, and again, loving each other. Love is the greatest thing. When the great philosopher Whitney Houston, what did she say? The greatest love of all is learning to love who you are. When you love who you are, I promise you, jealousy, envy, hating, even gossiping, all those evils of the spirit are going to slowly go away because now you have a true love for your community. And lastly, I would say, be willing to be the change you want to see. I'm so tired of everybody want to pass the buck. Everybody got a bunch of good ideas, but who willing to do the work? I started at 19 years old. No support. I'm from Chicago. I'm not even from Vegas. And I've made this my home. So don't tell me it can't be done because I'm doing it. And I've done it with very little support. And so all I know is be the change you want to see. If you want to see Black kids be educated, teach them. You want to see communities be safer, make them safer. It's just that simple. But we look into the sky. We want somebody to come galloping on a horse. You'll be waiting. I believe Jesus coming back. But at the end of the day, until he comes back, what you gonna do?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the question. And again, be the change you want to see. And I guarantee you can make a difference, not only in this city, but in this state and in this world.
Okay. Ollie, what you think?
I think not just staying within your own community as well. Go outside of our walls. Bring everybody in. Knowledge of what's around you and how you can use what's around you and make it greater.
Okay.
So I agree with him saying promotion and things. It's more than that. Getting outside and finding out what's outside of your community, because sometimes we get stuck in, well, this is my area, I'm only protecting this. But it's so many resources that we can take from around us and bring together and add to what we have. We stick to our same circles, the same people we know. We never meet new people and understand who they are. Like he said, knowledge is knowing.
Okay.
You got to ask those questions, get to know who everyone is. Bring them all into the circle and spread that love.
And so that's a good question. So Minister Stretch, before we let you guys go, how do you, because I've seen this before and I want to word it as best I can, how do you do what Ollie said by going outside of the community, not worrying about the infiltrators? Because I've been thinking about that a lot, and I know that my husband Bobby, he was reading this this book about Mississippi spies. I don't remember the name of the book, but how do we organize and strategize, and then go outside of our community and ask for help without feeling like we might get got?
No, that's
how do you do that effectively?
So the way I can speak for self-experience, I believe number one, the movement should definitely represent us and be led by us.
Okay.
But if we're gonna say go outside community, meaning go out to reach out to other ethnic groups. Look for like-minded individuals.
Okay.
I believe in solidarity.
Okay.
So I'm really big. I'm not racist. Number one, as Black people, we cannot be racist. But I'm not prejudiced either. And the reason being is I love everybody. When you learn to love you can love all. But I understand that I'm very clear on what my mission is. So when I look to go outside, the way I go outside is, again, I look for like-minded struggles. In the Hispanic community, Native community, they have some similar struggles and similar orgs doing the same work. So I think it's identifying what we're going to come together on. Because a lot of us confuse that, we need to go outside the community, and then we go outside the community, we'll never come back home. It's almost like I use this analogy, and I'll speed it up, about as a people, we'll send somebody in the house and say, okay, you're going to go inside, extract the resources, we're going to be in the backyard and come out and get us when you get what you need. And we in the backyard waiting, and the person go up, and we wave, and then he give us the wave finger. And before you know it, you took off the old clothes, you got a new suit, you living large. And we still in the backyard going, hello. So I'm very leery on, it's okay to go outside your community, but understand that the work that needs to be done among Black people should be led by Black folks, but you have to be strategic. If you want to do something in the community center, that's not led by us. It's led by the city with predominantly non-Black leadership. So in everything you do, be strategic, but understand we ain't playing no game, because you play the game, you get played, but be strategic. And it's okay to have a strategy to use what you got to get what you need for the benefit of your community.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give us your information. I'm going to go with Ollie first. Give us your information, how people can find out more about what you do and any events you have coming up. So go ahead and talk about that camp again for me.
All right. Teach Them How to Learn is housed at Big Keith's Art and Technical Institute at 1024 West Owens. You can contact us at 702-339-6418 or 702-292-5023. And then you can check out bullybuster702.org. That's a website and the radio station we have where we do podcasting. Or you could check out teachthemhow.net.
Okay. And then your camp. Tell them about your camp again.
The summer camp is starting May 23rd. It is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that is at 1024 West Owens. So you can call either one of those numbers to get information. Also, we're having an open house May 20th.
May 20th.
From 10 to 2.
Okay.
Open house.
Okay. Send that information to me.
Yes, we'll do.
Minister Stretch.
So I'm simple as well. Instagram _ official, Lord, but ain't my Instagram. _ Minister Stretch.
Okay.
That was my old IG that they snatched down.
Okay.
And Facebook Stretch Sanders. And again, I'm in the community. I'm not hard to reach. I'm accessible, and just tap in with us. Do the work. Be encouraged, and know that the change you're waiting on is inside of you.
Do you have anything coming up?
Yes.
Except for the festival that's going to be in October.
Yes. In June. So every other month at the Nehemiah Ministries, we do the State of Black Las Vegas discussions every other month. So the next one will be in June.
Okay.
That topic is going to be the State of Black Organizations.
Okay.
And so I'm putting together a nice little panel list of different, the top leading groups within Las Vegas.
Okay.
And it's every other month. So it'll be in June and August and so on and so forth. But definitely forward to the Gathering of the Black Family 6th annual. We got brother Eric Mays coming out, working on some other heavy hitters.
Okay.
So definitely tap in. But that's pretty much. I'm also really kind of on a little bit of sabbatical, so I'm not really going too hard. I got a
'cause you got that
1 week old baby. I'm trying to raise my kids. I don't want them growing up saying he was more father than y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure I'm in the house. Yeah. I ain't even resent pops.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you for your support, and thank you for having me on the show. Really appreciate it.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you for having me on the show as well.
Thank you guys so much, and please keep me posted on that. I would love to come to that event too, you guys. And so on that note, you guys, we are going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back with my special guest, Miss Chimini Branch is in the building. She's coming up next. Worldwide.
I think that people who are afraid to express themselves through art is the biggest pet peeve of mine, flat out.
No, I'm not the same, nigga. I think I done changed, nigga. See something not the same, nigga. I used to walk into
And we are back. If you just joined us, you're tuned in to the I Am Talitha Kume show by Food for the Soul Media Group with me, Talitha Kume, live on FB and YouTube on Food for the Soul Media Group and Vegas Hype Media. I was talking with my special guest, Minister Stretch Sanders and Ollie Allen, and they had to get out of here. They had other engagements because they are out in the community. And so now I have my special guest, Miss Chimini Branch. And so we are talking about stuff. If you want to talk about it with us, leave us a comment in the comment section about what your thoughts are. So let me introduce this awesome vocalist and spotlight for the evening. A proud Las Vegas native, Chimini Yoka. Is that how you say it, Yoka? Or
Yes.
Okay. Chimini Yoka has always had a passion for music and the arts. Originally singing in the church choir as a young girl, she has tailored her talents for dance and theater at the West Las Vegas Arts Center since 2007 and has immersed herself into being an immaculate entertainer. From the Smith Center Reynolds Hall, House of Blues, Orleans Concert Arena to singing background vocals for artists such as Usher, Frankie Marino, Hezekiah Walker, Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, and a list of others. Miss Chimini Yoka is honored and humbled to be a well-rounded performer and looks forward to expanding her musical journey into Broadway in the near future. So are you looking to go to Broadway or are you on your way to Broadway?
I'm looking to go to Broadway.
Okay.
But the way I put it in my head is it's already happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, speak that into existence then. So I want to thank you so much for joining us. And I want to ask, my first question to you is, how would you describe the music scene here in Las Vegas? Are you a native?
I am.
Okay. So how would you describe the music scene here versus out?
So you know what? I would say, especially in the last few years, it's like a pulsing type of growth that's happening. I think that we are already a big melting pot of musicians and singers, and we're influenced by, East Coast, West Coast, down South music. We're influenced by so many different types of music because people move here, they transition here. And I feel like Las Vegas is finding their niche and their place in music and becoming more confident.
Okay.
I see a lot of artists now, people that I've grown up with, other singers, other musicians that are a lot more confident in their artistry. And we've always kind of been like the back burner, like, oh, Vegas, like, it's show and light. But like, no, there's a lot of talented individuals that isn't surface level. It's not mediocre.
Is it because we're a transit city that you think that people, I don't know, that they don't expect real talent to come from here for some reason, but we have all these shows at the casinos. Is that not real talent, or am I tripping?
I think they think it's poppy or showy.
Okay.
They do it. Like, even when I've went to like down south or something, people ask me like, oh, well, where are you from? I'm like, Vegas, and they back up. Like, really? I'm like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm singing like you like y'all.
Yeah,
And then, once you convey or show what you can do, it's like, oh, you're a native from Las Vegas? And like, yes. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yes. Like, people are talented everywhere.
Right.
So, it's just common misconception, but I feel like we're kind of throwing that. We're getting it out the way.
And so do you think, what is the difference between in the draw of the Strip compared to the local scene? Like, what if you had your way, how would you promote to the transient community that comes here that you have something going on at the Blue Martini or the Classic Jewel or whatever, versus them going to see the Blue Man Group or the Jabberwockies or something like that? How are we doing that? Are we
I
doing
feel
that?
like we are, for the first time.
Okay.
We are. Specifically, I work with a group of musicians and individuals that now we travel.
Okay.
We go to other states, and we get to know these other musicians. We get to know these other singers, and we do music with them. And then it's not like a hostile, like, oh, Vegas or oh, this. It's like, no, come over here. We give them something to come to.
Okay.
And so they don't have that, oh, well, I'll go see Blue Man Group. Or no, and it takes us stepping out, and traveling other places, trying different things, not being afraid to work with different singers and work with different musicians.
Okay.
That takes that.
I can get with that. And it sounds like what we were just talking about. So we were talking about community. Who are the good music community people that you rock with? Like, give me some names of some people that you rock with that we should know. Like,
There's
you should know.
literally so many.
Is
like,
give me your top 5.
okay. Oh, I can't.
You don't want to leave nobody out.
I don't.
Okay.
Let this be heard.
Okay.
I love my Las Vegas musicians.
Okay.
I love my Las Vegas singing community. But my musicians, especially in like the last 2-3 years, I don't know if their commitment to being there for us has really, really grown, and it's so appreciated. So let me think.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm asking is because I want to know some other singers. So when we are out and places we can go, because we don't know, and like they said, word of mouth, it seems like it's what's happening out here. And if we don't hear from you, we don't know.
If we're going to go with groups, of course, Lovewood is
Okay.
the group that I am a part of.
Okay.
That includes Alexis and Dre Woods.
Okay.
Those are both amazing singers. We do a phenomenal job together, and we do even better apart.
Okay.
Musicians, Smitty Allen, Josiah Thomas, Trey Bowler, Christian McCall, RJ Keys, Connor, Sean Carbone, CJ, Greg Hall. There's
So many.
I have so many.
What places? So if you can give me that, what places can we see them at? Are they at the places that I named? And I'm just kind of finding these places because I don't know.
They migrate.
Okay.
So they float in between different venues, like Cork and Thorn.
Okay.
Mariposa
I've heard of that.
is one that's big now. Blue Martini, of course. There's a new young lady actually that moved here from New York.
Okay.
And her name is Simone, and she is bringing the East Coast experience of what we call as musicians and singers shedding to Las Vegas. And we've been doing it for years, but she's migrating her people here with our musicians. I mean, her people from, the East Coast with our musicians here, and she is growing.
Okay.
And it's so phenomenal to watch and see. So Simone, I'm not sure of her last name, but I would look for her, especially on Instagram. And then you have just like underground events, like I said, we shed, and that's a melting pot of everyone. We invite singers, musicians, actors, dancers, everybody.
You have to tell me what shedding means because I'm sitting here like,
shedding.
What's shedding?
Okay, so shedding is the word can be used in many different ways.
Okay.
So the first way is shedding is to alleviate something, right? So it's where musicians, singers come and they put it out all on the line.
They just put it
There's
out
no
there, yeah.
script. There's no really foundation other than the song that you submit to do. And it's where you see what you can do and what you cannot do and what you want to do musically. Emotionally, you tap into all of that. It's also the word shed to me is where you find your tools. Right. So I pick up different tools from other singers. I try different things. I try to manipulate my voice to sound like this, or they take this from me. It's just a learning playground area for singers and musicians.
So is it like is it almost like a jam session too,
Yes.
where you might be singing up there and the band keeps playing and then they play something else and somebody comes up and joins you and starts
Yes.
doing the harmony with you and all those things?
It
So
is
it's
a
just
jam
that-
session, and it's on a very like whatever you want type of level.
Wow.
And it creates this, I like to say, like music is like a high. You get this high from everybody chiming in. And it's just wonderful to me.
It sounds like, is it just musicians in the room where you guys are just kind of coming together, or do you allow the outside to come and witness the shedding?
You know what? For a while, it was just like musicians and singers. And over time, we've grown to invite other people in. And we started involving them in the process. Like, so if you're here and you're not singing and you're not a musician, you're going to be the person that gives us the topic on what you want us to sing about or what you want us to talk about. So I'll always have like a box of questions or a box of blank paper. I'm like, write what you want us to sing about. It could be anything. They could be like, sing about a couch. So I'll tell about my perspective of being a couch in a house with a couple that's arguing. So it just it makes you create narratives. It makes you a great storyteller, writer,
Yes.
and it's good to have that as a tool when you're a singer or even when you're a musician. It helps you,
And I was about to
maneuver.
say that. And so I'm assuming that you probably have spoken word artists that have stepped in the game that come in
Yes.
there and they might be writing while you guys are playing or singing and then want to come up there and spit their poem and
Yeah.
you guys are just
And it's
behind them.
appreciated.
oohing,
It's
okay.
so appreciated when
Yeah.
new people come in
Mhm.
and they just go for it.
Okay.
It's thrilling. Love you.
It sounds awesome. So I need to
Yes.
make sure that I get information on how to be there.
Yes.
So my last question for you is, what is it about music that runs the world? Like my question is, how or why do you think music invokes so many different emotions? Like, how does it do it? Why does it do it? How can it provoke? Just on and on and on. It can make you cry. It can make you happy. It can make you angry. How does it do that? How do you think?
I was just thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that music is like God's home remedy for healing
Okay.
until you know how to talk to him about it. So
Really? Okay.
music allows you to feel what you can't say.
Okay.
It allows you to be able to understand other people. And it allows you to be at different places in life, go back, go forward.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to just create a timeline and an emotion line that you would not be able to convey verbally on a regular day. And it allows you to do that and sit in it. You can either sit in your healing and have realizations, constantly with music, you have realizations. Or you can finally hurt about something and fully
Just
fall
release it.
into
Mhm.
it. And then you feel okay.
Okay.
That's why you have people, they sing sad songs, they play it over and over and over until they get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Music is the power to heal everything.
And it sounds like that's what that shedding is almost, even for the vocalist or the performer, just letting it out. And then whoever is in the room that needs to hear it or be healed,
Yes.
they can sit in it like you said.
have
and-
to
yeah.
be, especially as a artist and performer, you have to be transparent. And it's not easy, but you have to learn to become transparent, especially on stage, because you may be somebody's antidote. You may really be somebody's answer that they needed to finally cry about it or to finally get some relief about it. So that's why it's really important. Give it your all. When you're a singer, when you're a musician, go for it. You don't know who needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my last question is, so we were talking about community earlier, like I said, what do you think is a way to get the music community together and more unified so that we can have more spots? Or do we have it and we just don't know about the spots?
We have it.
Okay.
We as artists have to continue to create.
Okay.
That's the only way that it's going to get out. We have to continue to create and make bold decisions to share it.
Okay.
We share it, people are going to be like, well, I want to hear it. And it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll rent a concert hall and do a show.
Yeah.
We have to make bolder decisions as musicians and as singers for ourselves. We have to do it to even get people into venues.
Yes.
A lot of musicians stray away from oh, it's too many people, or it's not that, it's you, so you have to get your confidence up and people will follow. The people are there.
Yeah.
The places are there. It's us,
Okay. Making the bold moves. How important is it when you are an independent though, like with you being an artist? Because I know a lot of times Bobby says to me, he's an artist and so he's so focused in on his craft, he doesn't want to do the business part of it. He doesn't want to okay, well, let me, write this promotion now. Let me put this content up. Let me do that. He's like, man, I wish I had somebody to do that so I can just focus on the art. So how hard is it for you artists that are indie that don't have that manager or that promoter or person to say, hey, Chimini, I'm about to book you a concert?
Right.
How hard is
It's
that?
a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's my only answer, but it's going to be a lot even if you decide to just do the music.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot. You have to
Period.
make sure that you're built for it. It's going to be a lot regardless if you you find a manager, you find a team, because then you're going to have to pour into music all the time. And then that's going to take up your time.
Yeah.
If you love it, it's always going to take up your time, every single aspect. And even if you hire a team, you're still going to check. If you're about, if you're about your business, you're still going to check. So it's going to be a lot regardless. You just got to make sure you're passionate about it. It'll never feel like work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for joining us, Chimini. Where can we see you performing in Vegas? Like, do you have a place or a residency outside of the strip that you do, or do you have something on the strip where we can come check you out?
So I actually perform with a group called Lovewood.
The Lovewood, okay.
And we have a concert tomorrow.
Oh.
Yes, it's at Griffin Studio. Shout out to Gary.
Okay.
And that is our first concert series together as a group here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So we've done other states, we've done other places, but that's our first time home together as a group, Wow. After that, we're going to Laughlin. So tomorrow, May 13th, 8:30, Griffin Studios.
Griffith Studios?
Griffin
Yes,
Studios. Griffin Studios.
GRIFFIN
Yes, ma'am.
Studios. You said 7:30.
Doors open at 8:30.
Doors up. Okay, 8:30. Okay.
Yep.
And so is it an intimate setting or is it like a big?
We thought it was going to be an intimate setting, but these tickets are selling.
Because they've been waiting for y'all.
They have. I'm so grateful for the support.
Okay.
The tickets are selling. It's gonna be a little packed house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am excited for you. How can we follow you on social media?
Facebook is Chimini Yoka, ChiminiYoka, and that's my name on all social media platforms.
Okay.
So.
Chimini Yoka.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, well, as we close the show out, please keep in mind that we are looking for positive artists who would like to have a live featured performance to end my show every week. I am a lover of all things music, and I really would love to showcase you and give you a platform to do your thing. You can be a Christian artist or a secular artist, but we just need music with some substance and positivity. If you're interested, you can go to our website at www.foodforthesoulmediagroup.press and then go to our artist spotlight tab and submit your music. Or you can email us at foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com for more information, and you could possibly be our next guest, you guys. And I'm excited because I just started following Chimini, and her vocals are like pretty sick, and I know that my father would have absolutely loved you, Chimini. And so now we are going to hear Miss Chimini Yoka with Can We Talk?
Last night I saw you standing. I started pretending I knew you, and you knew me too. Just like a baby, you were too shy, but you weren't the only, 'cause so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since, honey. Now I build up my confidence that next time you come my way, I'll nudge your me, baby. Yeah, yeah. Ooh.
Tevin Campbell, who? That's all I have to say. I have never heard that rendition of that song. Thank you so much, Miss Chimini. Make sure to tune in every Friday to the I Am Talitha Kume show at 7:30 p.m. on our FB page and YouTube station, Food for the Soul Media Group or Vegas Hype Media, and tell your people. Catch the Rewind show every Wednesday, same time, 7:30 p.m. on our YouTube station. And don't forget to follow me on all of my social media platforms. I am Talitha Kume and Food for the Soul Media Group. Our show tonight has been sponsored in part by Orlay Worldwide, Big Bobby B Beats, Minister Stretch Sanders and the Stretch for Change, Ollie Branch and Teach Them How to Learn, and Miss Chimini Yoka Branch. If you've been missing our movie review and Bobby's cooking segment, stay tuned in for Bobby B and the Side Chain coming up next, and tune in each week before the show for our movie review. You guys, we are out of here on time, maybe a little bit early. I'm not even sure. See you later.
Bam, what's perky? It's your neighborhood friendly cook, Big Bobby B. Today, we're gonna make a dope ass sandwich out of this cinnamon roll. We got this protein. Let's cut this protein up. Half a cup of flour, half a cup of cornstarch. Hi-ya! 4 teaspoon baking soda, teaspoon baking powder, salt, white pepper, lemon pepper, mix. Real simple. Tablespoon mayo, tablespoon mustard, sriracha because I'm spicy, soy sauce. Mix. Drop the bird in the butter. Mix. Drop that bird in the flour, dog. Shake. Flame on. Oh yeah. That's Texas style, baby. Now back to the cinnamon biscuit. D-bag. All right. Cut. Butter. Girl, that chicken prettier than your mama. Look at that. Rebels. Oh yeah. Baby mama can't just like that. I know she can't. I'm sorry, bud, but this sandwich right here is gonna perform better service than your daddy's side piece. As he